This right here is an insane run on the Omega Red Zone stage using a free-to-play only team. So hopefully you guys do enjoy. Remember to leave a like on today's video. This is the last GT boss that I needed to beat. So if we can get over 1,000 likes, I would really appreciate, which means there is only one more stage, which is Brawly, but that is for another time. So we are starting off midway through the Int Omega fight here. I am using the Bond of Parent and Child team, using Vegeta and Trunks as the friend leader. And of course, with Vegito, who's also in the leader, being a Future Saga unit and having a 200% leader, you couldn't forget about him, especially with his recent broken, really broken EZA. It had to be there. And so the good thing about Vegeta is that he can lower attack and we can lower the attack of this stage. I think this phase right here is not too bad. We have two stunners, which is the physical Gohan and the B-Pan. And you can see we are bringing the AGL World Tournament Pan. Not only can she dodge, she has type advantage on the second stage. She's actually a really important unit and a very clutch unit, which she goes ham on that last stage. You gotta watch the very end. But we're about closing in. Because he was sealed, we were no threat. Vegito can take normal attacks just fine at this point. So all we needed to do was make sure that we killed it in this turn, and then we'll be pretty much good. Build up that Dokkan meter so we can do the Dokkan mode on the STR fight. This was not too bad, the locking pattern. That's the one thing you have to keep in mind, is that this Int Omega does lock. And with this Gohan requiring a Goku on the rotation, it can ruin like the whole synergy of the team. So it definitely took a couple of weeks in order to beat this when I started. At least when it got serious, when the Trunks and Vegeta came out. So before this, I was trying to use Ginyu Force, but Ginyu Force is just too fragile. You will see this team is very, very tanky for the most part, at the very least. This is why I love this team over the Ginyu Force. As much as the Ginyu Force does do a lot of damage, tanking is just the way I like to go with things. This was a no item part. As long as Omega did not super attack in the middle slot, Pan can dodge, and luckily he super attacked in the first slot. Remember, this Goku and Vegeta, this Vegeta and Trunks, sorry, has inbuilt guard, and even though they dodged it, it's just they would have tanked it regardless. They've been stacking quite a bit now. It's been 8 turns, so they're pretty good. Now that Omega doesn't have the locking stuff, we really solidified our rotations, which is the Vegeta and Trunks, as well as Vegeta on the rotation. They have like decent links together, legendary powers, stuff like that. And with that, Vegito gets the type neutral damage, or removes the enemy's guard, which doesn't really matter all that much at all, but it's just nice to have. Now, I did make a mistake by grabbing too many colored orbs in the last rotation, so now it looks like we do have to Dokkan mode on this spot here. But the attack patterns was not too bad, if I say so myself. I did try my best to see if we could do a no Dokkan mode rotation, because obviously getting the next turn Dokkan mode would have been insane, which you'll see in a bit. So unfortunately it did not happen. We had to get the 18 key Dokkan mode with the Gohan here, because he needed to be in that first slot. You could put Chi-Chi and Goku in the first slot, but if we kill... We really want the two physical units together for the most part, because the next phase is Int. And we got enough key for the version Z Goku to get an 18 key super. That's all good. And I did not... Like, the goal of winning this is to not use the Goku and Chi-Chi active skill until the very last phase. And if possible, version Z Goku's active skill, wait for the very last phase as well, unless it's actually needed for like a critical or something, in terms of like rotations or like attack patterns or something like that. Because remember, if he activates his his active skill, he's able to get that raised defense through his super attack mechanic. Oh, and his passive skill activates. So luckily the super attack happened here instead of anywhere else. It did still do 250,000, but we can take normal attacks. The Dokkan mode healed us, but not enough, which was great because then we get to activate the Vegeta and Trunks active skill with the B-Pan active skill. That's called a B-Pan inflation. You guys are commenting like it's weird. I don't understand. Am I missing some innuendo? And now you know, this is the first time using the active skill for the day because it's using the animation. Trunks. So we did 5 million damage, which was good. Raises defense for all allies. I still use the Whis because Vegeta takes a super attack, we're dead. If Pan takes a super attack without the Whis, we're dead. And it's a good way to get more heal backs. And we were going to use the Whis anyway next turn, so you might as well use it for this turn. Make sure you have a good enough amount of HP so that the next turn can at least tank just in case there's a super attack. That's how I like to think the battle. 6.2 million. This Omega can dodge. Luckily, he didn't dodge that. This is very important because he has guaranteed crit. So that's 4 million. Get an additional super attack, which was beautiful. You need this Trunks and Vegeta to do as many additional super attacks as possible, especially when the active skill is on. And they did get a additional normal, which is not bad. It's a little bit of damage, 1 million. Vegeta with his 24 key super, 7 million attack stat. Probably be better to Dokkan mode with him, actually. If possible. Alright, and we got the additional super attack, which is raising our attack and defense. And then B-Pan, I only went for the 12 key because I didn't think we need that much heal. Instead of, you know, making sure I got the 18 key for the next rotation. So, again, another great attack pattern. Remember, we have Whis. So, this was looking really, really good for us. Now, all I was considering is, should I use the active skill or not? But I think, I was thinking to myself, maybe I should just wait it out just in case, like, some sort of bad attack pattern actually comes through. And I didn't mind not killing here, because, you know, in the next rotation you have Vegeta and Trunks who guard, so they're invincible. This super attack does nothing with so much damage reduction. The one thing, though, if we did kill, it would have had a better Int Omega, like, situation, I guess you could say. Because you'll see my Int Omega phase was not the greatest, and it relied a lot on luck over than just skillful play, I would say. So the only way we would have killed there is, like, if Version Z Goku crit or something. It's a lot of health to go through, that little bit. But that's cool, because, gets us a little bit of a stack. So I just went for the, guest stack for the Vegeta and Trunks. You never know when Omega's going to super attack, so you just gotta be careful. And then I went for the extra bit of stack with Vegito Blue, because that's very important. If, of course, Vegeta and Trunks allows it. And they didn't. They got a nice crit, which I'll take. It's still stacking them, so. Here is the final phase, and we got a really, really good attack pattern, where it was just a bunch of the hits at the start. How Omega works is on the first turn, he does not super attack, but he does one countdown, which is at the very end, the last attack, I believe. So I knew Pan was not going to take any hits whatsoever, alright? So that's why, and then obviously, Gohan, if I got a raised defense on him, he would have been, like, taking double-digit damage, maybe. But I couldn't. Version Z Goku, I did not go for the active skill yet, because, again, it wasn't just a good rotation for one. I'd rather have another support on there, like the Goku and Chi-Chi, which is coming very soon. And also, he wasn't taking that many hits anyway, so I'd rather keep the defense that he will gain from the active skill for a later date, pretty much. So we're taking 22,000, which is completely fine, because remember, Pan gets us a little bit of heal back. Version Z Goku is very important here for the type advantage damage. And what Omega's going to be doing next turn is doing these 2 countdowns and then the one-shot kill super attack at the very end. Which, unfortunately, I didn't get the best rotation. That's why I would have liked if that rotation before killed, and then we would have had the other rotation previously. If you understand, because like the super attack now is going on to the AGL pan, which means that pretty much we're just relying on dodge. If anything, because I was relying on dodge so much that I could have just no item here, to be honest. But it was all good, I guess, just in case maybe she can survive a normal attack. So I was just like really, really hoping Pan at least dodged the super. I think if she dodged 1 attack and then took normals and then dodged the super, I would have like been happy with that, I guess. Because I think the Whis, she gets like 200,000 defense after she dodges. So with the Whis, I feel like she would have taken double-digit damage. But of course, as you're watching this and post-commentary, I wouldn't have obviously shown you a crap run. This obviously worked out. But you gotta see, her clutch is insane, dude. And then Vegeta got an additional super attack. And then he got another one, which was very, very good. So here comes Pan. She does not have any attack and defense raise. And because of that dodge, she now gets her defense buffs. She dodges. There's a countdown. And then we gotta do another dodge. And then another dodge. I was like, oh no, 4 in a row? No way she does. She has like 50% chance to dodge. But luckily she dodged. And I was like, oh my god, this could be the winning run. So now we have 2 active skills to use. With Goku and Chi-Chi, I honestly think is one of the best TURs for free-to-play. Now, that doesn't sound good, but honestly, that active skill is just so good in Red Zone that they're like, I might move them up to S tier at this point. Frick their links, who cares? They're good support regardless. The Whis, so then it not only does that delay the countdown, but now we're not taking any hits. It is obviously a waste of a Whis because we had the Whis activated, but to delay the super attack is more important, I guess, than wasting the Whis. So here I was just figuring out if I should put Goku in the middle or not, if it makes any difference. Just so I can get like an 18 key with the Gohan, I think. But I think I just went with the Gohan in the middle. I think it wouldn't have made too much difference and it would have been more damage regardless if I put Gohan in the middle. But you know, I just had to just put Goku in the middle here. And I'm just like figuring out the orbs of where the, so that, you know, Vegeta and Trunks are all good, Vegito's all good from the next turn. So we got the double super, which is not bad. Just that extra bit of damage. And it was, one of them was a crit. Then Goku gets a critical, which was huge. He gets an additional super attack, which is amazing. And then Goku and Chi-Chi, they actually do some decent damage because they can triple super attack. Potentially. So they get the extra bit. If they triple super attacked and one of them is a crit, pretty good. So now, remember, he hasn't started his countdown yet. And this was really the issue. I knew Pan took a lot of damage. This is what happens when you don't have defense. She takes like over 200,000 maybe per normal attack. So I was really wondering if I should put her in the middle or... I mean, there was still a countdown regardless of what the position was for Pan. She was taking 2 hits. More than 2 hits if you put her in the first slot, I guess. So I just like, I just double checked if Vegito actually gave a lot more attack compared to Pan. It was really a guess of if she'll activate a dodge in the middle slot or the last slot. A placebo effect. But I ended up putting it in the last slot because it didn't really matter too much. And then we get that. I was like, no crit. Got the additional, which was amazing. Always need an additional super. And then we got 1.5 bars. Vegito with 5.8 million attack stat. Kind of needed him to clutch up with some additional supers. He got one normal. And then another normal. Which was unfortunate. An additional super attack would have really, really helped out a lot. Just in terms of damage. We could have finished it off if we got really lucky on those additionals. Pan here. She's healing nothing anyway. 200,000. I just needed to pray that she didn't take more than 250, and she took 192, which was just enough for us to live at 107,000 HP. Now, I just gotta hope that Gohan doesn't take too much damage in the first slot. It shouldn't be the case. I think we pretty much won. Because he got one countdown right at the start, which was amazing. Obviously, that's 22,000 less damage. Because now you get the 18 key, which raises our defense. 2 million. And when I saw the health bar, I was like, beautiful. And so version Z Goku, the man he is, 4.8. From the very beginning. And he gets the W. Who would have thought the earliest of Z versus the latest of GT? And there you go, that is Omega. Hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. I got the memory and the 7 tickets. The 7 tickets got me nothing, so that's great. That's always great. To the heart. You try so hard to get nothing. And yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Brawly is the only one left, and I don't think I'm going to get it until I get the God RNG, because STR Brawly will just destroy me every single time. Anyway, check out my social medias linked in the description. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, stay healthy, stay safe, stay fizzy. Peace out.